cheap clothes
Don't piss me off. Shein has me so f***ed up.
with expensive consequences.
That's not legal.
Powerless.
These folks are stealing from small Black designers.
Black designers have been calling out Shein for years.
The company Shein has stolen one of my designs.
Stole my designs too. Guys, how can I even keep up?
But now it's on a whole new level. The company caught using AI, taking the images we all post to sell their clothes, even changing some of our skin tone white.
Pay attention to the color of skin on my homegirl. Why the f is she white?
A copyright attorney stepping into the shade room.
Stuff like this happens all the time.
The money we all could be entitled to if we do one thing. I'm Justin Carter. This is TSR Investigates. Not on my watch and not on Black History Month. That's the sentiment for a pair of designers who have been going viral over what Shein did with a one-of-a-kind coat vest that they designed. That is until Shein saw the coat posted on the internet.
Oh, hold up. Where has this been all my life?
It didn't matter how much it cost. Fashion influencer Sabra Johnson said she saw this puffer coat vest on the runway.
And I was like, oh my God, I have to have that.
It was created by twin designers Bruce and Glenn Proctor. She's been a longtime customer of their fashion line, Bruce Glenn.
She was like, that vest. And we were like, we do have the vest, but we can't sell it right now because, it's going to Milan tomorrow, And she was like, okay. She said, when it gets back from Milan, can I buy the vest? I mean, what are you going to do with it? And we were like, well, I guess we'll be finished with that collection. Yeah, you can buy the vest. And she bought the vest. And she was the one who took pictures on the internet in the vest. That went viral.
It blew up. They sold it to her for $1,500, which was the actual cost to make the coat.
How long after did you start noticing that your pictures were posted in marketing campaigns and to sell on Shein?
Maybe a little more than a month ago that a lot of people started reaching out to me. Hey, I saw this on Shein. I saw this on Shein. And I'm like, so I sent it to Bruce and Glenn. And, we just kind of were like, oh, okay.
They didn't have a sample. They made a vest from the picture. And I looked at the picture of the woman in the vest and I said, oh my gosh, this almost looks identical to our vest.
And that's when they went off online.
And guess how much she paid for it? $40!
They are stealing from small designers, usually Black and minority designers.
Bruce Glenn says they got a message from someone who actually purchased the coat on Shein.
She said, I'm so sorry. I realize it's a copy of your work. As soon as I get it, I'll return it.
This is what it looked like when it arrived.
It's hurting the artists. It's hurting the environment. It's hurting the workers. I mean, it just goes across the board, what it takes to, or what it doesn't take, I guess, to make a $40 garment.
Is it AI? How do you think they are finding out about you?
It is Scouts and it is AI. I mean, I think they're, it's China. China's very smart, and I think they're researching emerging designers. I think they're specifically going after emerging designers because they know that's where the new and innovative creative ideas. And they also know that that emerging designers are too overwhelmed to fight. They don't have the resources. They don't have the resources to fight.
It's true. Young Black designers raising red flags for years.
Shein stole my Sensilaria designs to a T. Guys, they didn't even change not one thing. I spent so much working on this print, these designs. Like, look at my designs. Look at the quality. These were all sketch made in LA. I went, and then look at theirs. It's so cheap you can see her underwear.
Look what we got here. Exhibit A, Exhibit B, Exhibit C. Oh yes, keep it going. Yep, keep it going.
Even designer and influencer Jade DeGem,
I'm the owner of Dulce Clothing.
says Shein took it a step further with her content last month.
So Shein posts these pictures on their page. This is a photo from my clothing brand. My clothing brand. Stealing my picture is not the craziest part, y'all. So they edit my logo off of the bags. Not the craziest part. Pay attention to the color of skin on my homegirl. Why the f is she white? You know how astronomically racist you have to be to edit my friend white to fit the aesthetic of your meme or your brand or whatever you're trying to do? Small independent designers are stolen from all the time. Like, it's time to stand up. I'm so tired.
It happened to Sabra Johnson too. Look at this. She says they took her photos and used AI to morph the image into a marketing video. This video is not real. Before we continue, roommates, if you love some TSR Investigates, make sure you go ahead and like this video and subscribe to the Shade Room's YouTube channel for new weekly episodes of this show and more.
I was like, wait a minute. They literally got me put the sound of my shoes and everything on this video, like as if I was actually walking towards the camera, and even my husband was like, you don't even walk like that. I was like, that is crazy and scary.
The fast fashion giant, now valued around $30 billion, they've been in the hot seat in recent years, named in class action and copyright infringement lawsuits. This one filed by scenic artist Alan Gianna, who claims that Shein is selling prints of his artwork on their site without the proper licensing. And that's the key. We spoke to a copyright and intellectual property attorney about protecting the stuff that you create, even when it's posted on social media. You'll hear from him in a moment. It's clear as day, Gianna's artwork identical to what was sold on Shein's website. The lawsuit claims, quote, that after scraping data from non-Shein sources to identify relevant trends, Shein uses its algorithms to identify products for Shein suppliers to manufacture. Shein then automatically sends orders for the requested products to one or more of Shein's legions of suppliers, adjusting production demands depending on the traction that the products get with Shein's customer base. It goes on to say that rather than respect designers' intellectual property rights, Shein treats the cost of litigating and settling copyright infringement claims as a necessary business expense, which it builds into its financial models. Defendants inevitably settle claims by large companies. Shein has largely been able to get away with its scheme because these designers and artists have fewer resources to pursue legal action to vindicate their rights if they are even aware of Shein's unlawful infringement in the first place. We reached out to Shein for a comment. We've not heard back.
Are you guys thinking about pursuing legal action?
We are.
But is suing Shein the answer? Intellectual property attorney Jonathan Da Silva says it's not as easy as you think unless you play your cards right.
Attorney John Da Silva, what would you tell your client? Saying, hey, this is a new company. I just launched this brand. I spent, thousands and thousands of dollars on creating the prints and, getting manufacturers. And next thing you know, it's on Shein. What would you tell your client?
The first thing I do, if there's anything I'm selling or I'm making that is going to be sold or has some economic value, register the copyright. Because copyright, if there is an infringement matter and has to be enforced, it's only measured from the date of registration. So if you're going out and selling stuff, register the copyright. On one hand, this being live on the internet, people see this infringement right away. They say, oh, look, this is my product. They're selling it. On the other hand, if you catch it quickly enough, it almost doesn't make sense to hire an attorney to go through the process because they may sell like maybe a dozen outfits for $100 each. What's your lost profits? $20 an outfit. Depending on the court you get, you may not get a lot of money. And depending on how much product was sold, there may not be a lot to collect.
It might not even be worth taking it to court and paying attorney's fees if you're not going to get much out of it.
Right, which makes the class action suit more attractive. In that instance, you have a lot of small designers whose material have been stolen, and then you can aggregate all of that material, and then it adds up. Because essentially, when you go on these platforms, you're allowing these platforms to disseminate your stuff. Well, why else would you use it, right? How else are people going to find you if you don't give TikTok and Instagram a license to share the material you're giving? The problem is not everyone reads those terms, so other people will look at that and say, well, you put it on TikTok, it must be free. I don't know. Check those terms. Make sure you understand them.
Yeah, good call. And also, I do want to revisit the power of AI. I know AI is everywhere. I know that it's something that you probably are constantly keeping track of. AI in this case, you pretty much said you wouldn't necessarily go the AI route or name AI in any of these, legal issues because it just might not have merit. The mode really doesn't matter.
Right. In this instance, saying that this companies used AI to troll the web, and that it's sort of beside the point. The point is just look at the material left and right. I don't care how they got it. These are exact copies. AI, I think, complicates the issues mainly because AI ownership of copyright and copyrighted material is in flux. There is the law isn't settled on it, and there are currently cases going on right now about who owns what the input of AI and the output of AI. It's not entirely clear, and it may not fall into the creative's favor.
Bottom line, check the licensing and copyright terms on these social media sites. And if you believe your content may blow up in the future enough to make you some money off of it, copyright that material. It's about $65. Attorney De Silva also says it's important to go to copyright.gov. It's pretty straightforward. You can create an account, register the content by sending pictures or something relative, and then get a copy of that registration. He says if you don't, there's nothing to enforce in these cases. For TSR Investigates, I'm Justin Carter.
Hello, roommates, and thank you for watching our YouTube channel. Do you want more TSR Investigates? Be sure to subscribe and check us out at theshaderoom.com.